It looks like Vitaly Laletin may have fallen sick before his super match, and the fans are not happy to see him driving the truck once again. They are assuming that Vitaly is already preparing some excuses of him once again not being a full-time arm wrestler just in case he loses his world title to Alijan Muratov.
Vitaly's preparation is probably a little worse because he got sick. He got sick, it turns out, this week. But it seems everything is more or less okay.
Before we discuss that, let's talk about a few posts which Leonidas Arcona made about a week ago on his Instagram page. The first one was about handling pressure during competition day, how Leonidas deals with it. The second one was, I'm flying to Norway soon to Viking Arms, and then there will be arm wrestling vlogs first. The third post was a question that Leonidas answered about who has a stronger hand between John Brzenk and Brian Shaw, and he said actually Brian's hand was stronger, surprisingly. So that should be some good motivation for Brian Shaw, and now that he has his weight cut journey finished, he may return to arm wrestling because he did say that the weight cut was planned regardless of the outcome of the Leonidas Arcona match. So that journey is over now. Hopefully he starts a new arm wrestling journey again. And then Leonidas said, because I want to compete in arm wrestling competitions and be among the best in the world, powerlifting was cool, but now I have other goals. So looks like he is the one who's actually dialed in arm wrestling. And in the live stream a couple of days ago, we saw how Robert Baxter along with Kevin Wolf, who has been Leonidas Arcona's coach in the past, they discussed how to get Leonidas in the top 10 rankings in the 115 kg division. Whether it's a match against Matt Mask or Lachlan Adair, it needs to be seen. In a Body Mania video, Eldar Bubenko mentioned that him and Vitaly both are leaving the country on 29th of July together for a 3-hour flight to reach to Batumi, Georgia. They both are going to be competing there. He said that Vitaly is tapering off, he's resting, and he is in a very good shape. But he also mentioned that Vitaly's preparation is probably a little worse than it should have been because he got sick this week. But despite that, everything is more or less fine because he still has some time to recover. And he hopes that it doesn't let him down in terms of his endurance and general well-being. And in the same video, Vitaly was seen driving the truck once again. He was on the tour, he was on the road, and some of the fans didn't really seem to enjoy that too much. Take a look at a couple of comments from that video. Vitaly still remains a truck driver. If Alijan wins, it will be a lesson for Vitaly. I don't like this. Vitaly's on a trip again? Isn't this just laying the groundwork for excuses? Like I'm working again and have no time to study. I think he was talking about no time to prepare for the match or spar or something like that. A little translation error here, but we get the point. Denis Siplenkov said that Alijan is a very dangerous opponent. He doesn't know how Vitaly is training, so that's why Vitaly's current shape is uncertain. Denis said that he had already told Vitaly to improve his side pressure for this match because that is what it will all come down to. And if Vitaly hasn't really improved his center, his side pressure, then there are going to be some serious problems for him. Because as per Denis, Alijan has put all his strength, all his time and money into this preparation. Alijan may win with his approach and a positive drive. He is the favorite after his performance against Morozov. It was surprising to hear that Denis doesn't really believe that Vitaly is going to be winning against Alijan Muratov, especially not in a dominant fashion. In fact, as we just discussed, he thinks that Alijan is the favorite. While Georgi kept trash-talking Vitaly Laletin, we kind of forgot that he was saying the same thing about Michael Todd too just a while ago.
I don't think the King's move is arm wrestling, guys. My opinion. I mean, what is this? Can somebody show me what is this?
This is desperation move.
What is this? Explain me. What is this? And you open your hands. What is this?
Michael has responded to him. Before that, let's discuss Michael's predictions of all of the main card matches. Gabby versus Irina Drieva. Michael strongly favors Gabby. He calls Gabby probably the best female arm wrestler ever and also maybe the most accomplished arm wrestler in the history of arm wrestling regardless of gender. Adam Wardzinski versus Nurdalat Aider Khan. Michael thinks that Adam is a 55 favorite against Adar Khan, even though Adar Khan beat him at Worlds. Beating Adam in a super match is going to be a difficult thing for Nurdulat, especially after seeing Adam beat Sandres and Peter Celik. Paul Lynn versus Eldar Bubenko. Michael thinks that Paul is a 60-40 favorite against Eldar. Paul's loss against Bogdan wasn't really too bad because Bogdan later defeated Todd Hutchings as well. Nugo versus Krasi, 65-35 for Nugo. He believes that Krasi has given us some amazing matches, amazing performances, but Nugo's back pressure gives him all the advantage. Stylistically, it's a favorable match for Nugo Shikadze and he's going to win this one. Michael said he is really happy to defend his world title in the 105 kg division against either of these men. Even though Krasi doesn't want to arm wrestle Michael, Michael is still ready for the match if it happens. Sagov versus Yordan Sonev. Michael thinks that Sagov is a 60-40 favorite against Yordan. These are two more guys that Michael would like to face in the future. He talked about the 105 and 115 kg category and he believes that him and Devon are the only clear favorites to be the champion of these categories. He likes his chances more against Devon in the weight categories than the super heavyweight division. Michael also talked about Robert Baxter's offer to cut to 95 kilos. He believes that if the offer is good and if the match is in USA, he will think about that. He needs to get down to 220 pounds with perfect nutrition and then do a perfect water weight cut, and he believes he can get down to 95 kilos. Then Kamil Jablonski versus Georgi Svetkov. Michael thinks that Kamil is an easy, clear 3-0 favorite against Georgi. The reason behind that, Kamil keeps improving, his dedication is unmatched. Michael believes that Kamil is faster and stronger than Jerry Caderet, and Jerry did pretty well against Georgi Svetkov. He criticized Georgi Svetkov for his comments. He said that since his loss, Georgi has been very bitter. He has been very dismissive, very childish about the King's move. He's a crybaby. It's difficult to communicate with him afterwards. He's a strong guy, but he cries a lot. Michael said that he would still happily have a rematch against Georgi and maybe even Kamil Jablonski once again if there is an opportunity. Michael said that Daniel Prokopchuk is an easy pick against Vashagan. He's one of the strongest pound-for-pound arm wrestlers in the world on the left arm. Oleg Zok versus Luka Sinadze. Michael thinks that Oleg might be in trouble. He's going to get tested in this match. Despite that, it's a 50-50 prediction for him. Alijan Muratov versus Vitaly Laletin. Michael believes that Alijan's performance against Morozov was amazing. Pound for pound, he may have the most dominant arm. He may be more dominant than Devon Larratt too. But he still thinks that Vitaly is a 55-45 favorite to win this match. Vitaly has enormous leverage advantage. He has an explosive top roll. He's much bigger than Alijan. That's why he thinks that Vitaly may win this match, but if he wants to win this match, it has to be 4-0. If Alijan stops him even in one round, then the confidence can change. Then Alijan may take over after that. That's all I have for this video. Thanks for watching. Please purchase the pay-per-view using code Pradeep. I'll see you again.